all things hold together. And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from among the dead, that in everything he might be preeminent. For the fullness of God was pleased to dwell in him, and through him to reconcile to himself all. Good luck. And hey, love. Yeah. They're watching the show right now. You can go finish that show. Oh, it fell. Okay, you can ask mommy. No, daddy can't help you right now. Passage in particular, this passage is gonna teach us to dwell on Jesus, to enjoy Jesus' sovereign reign. Yeah. Okay, and then it's gonna teach us. And it's gonna teach us to. No. Nope. Okay, go ahead. It's gonna teach us to embrace the purpose of all creation. So teach us to dwell on Jesus, to enjoy the sovereign reign, and to embrace the purpose of all creation. So the first statement in verse 15 is he is the image of the invisible God. Speaking of Jesus, saying Jesus is the image of the invisible God. And so as we read about Jesus in the New Testament, as we see Jesus, as we consider Jesus, as we consider the whole Bible and how it points to Jesus, it's good for us to realize that we are actually seeing the invisible God become visible. Because this Jesus is the image of God. And so how do we know God? We know God by knowing Jesus. There is no way to know God outside of knowing Jesus. And we were created in this image. So Jesus is this image. And Genesis tells us that everybody that's ever been made, man, woman, and child, was created in this image. And so we don't just learn about Jesus when we... So we're created in Jesus. I loved what I was reading an article. It was about women and how to live out of the image of God as a woman. And it was by Elizabeth Garn. I don't know who she is, but really enjoyed this article. And said, God isn't standing with a checklist waiting to see if you qualify as a proper woman of God, or if you're good enough to bear his image. He isn't interested in the number of committees you're on, the quantity of ministries you serve. He doesn't insist that you throw Pinterest-worthy prayer meetings and wear designer labels on Sunday morning. And being a woman of God doesn't depend on your marital status or the condition of your womb. He wants you to draw near to him, and by doing so, reflect into the world. Being a woman of God isn't mainly about doing more, but about being with him. And so as we consider this Jesus that is made in the image of God, and we consider coming to know him, coming to understand him, dwelling upon who he is, dwelling with this Jesus, I want us to remind us that the only reason that we can dwell with Jesus is because he wants to dwell with us. The one that made you desires to dwell with you. He desires to be known. And he went through great depths. He went through great depths to make himself known. And as we know Jesus, because Jesus is the image of God, and we're created in the image of God, dwelling upon Jesus doesn't actually just help us get to know him, but it actually helps us learn more about who we were made to be. And so, but just the idea of being with Jesus, something happened with that. I think in particular in our generation of Christians, we started to view time with God as kind of this religious ritual, something that none of us were great at. We started acting like it was just this ploy by religious people to keep us feeling guilty when we spend exhausted time. And I think we've maybe moved past that caricature a little bit, but I think that there's still just some trappings of it. But here's the reality. Spending time and dwelling upon Jesus and daily is hard. I'm not going to answer you. Because and then he's also the firstborn. Hey, no, sit here. Bring it over here. That one's going to spin. You're going to fall. You're going to fall here. Come sit here. The very sovereigntiness is, yes.
I'm super sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I totally forgot I have a meeting right now.
Oh, bummer. With?
Compassion.
Okay.
And I just completely forgot about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've got her.
Okay.
Providence, the very sovereignty that sustains the soul and yeah. Yeah, no. Indeed, more than sustains, sweetens with hope that for those who trust in him, his purposes are kind, even in death.